Okay, so now that we've learned how to export our Lottie files as a .json and we've previewed it using the Lottie files, this is usually where we would hand over our Lottie files to the developers. So perhaps we have a design in Figma and we then reference a Lottie file and give that Lottie file to the developers to put into the actual product. But I wanted to just quickly show you how you can do that yourself if you so wanted. So if you head over to the lottiefiles.com website again, and this time head up to code, there is loads of resources on how you can actually use Lottie files in your designs, your websites, your apps, anything like that. I'm just going to click on the web player real quick. So this is just to show you what is actually used to render your assets on things like websites. So essentially, this is all the code you need. That's it. That's absolutely it. So we've got a script that we're going to put into our footer, and then we've got the player inside that, and we're then referencing the actual file here itself. So that's it. So once you've uploaded your JSON file, you can then save it. In your private animations, you can then grab this link here to whatever the file is. In fact, it's this one, sorry. So a link to your JSON file that you've uploaded. It doesn't have to be stored on lottiefiles.com. It could be stored in your own server, wherever, so long as you're pointing to that file. Inside the source part of the Lottie player, this is all you need to then render it on your website. And that's just a basic player. So we can tweak this a little bit using the web player code, so we can hide the controls. So that controls is now gone, and we can see that controls has been removed from the generated code as well. And we can also change it so it doesn't autoplay. Even though it's already started playing in this example, autoplay has been removed from down here. So I can turn off autoplay and have it only play on hover. So if I was to reload this, it would then do that. So that's added that setting in there, and we can also remove loops so it doesn't keep playing over and over, it only plays once, as we can see here. So this is just kind of a really basic example of how we can do this. But if we wanted to learn more, we can go up to our code and we can head over to, if I can find it, here we go, this open source GitHub reference. And somewhere in here, I think it's this Lottie interactivity. You just click into here. There is a ton of information on even more tweaks we can make. And if I just scroll down, sorry, it's here for the full documentation. It's docs.lottiefiles.com/Lottie interactivity. And there are loads of different ways you can do things. So full documentation, all the different animation modes. So you could do it based on scrolling. Based on scroll. We can do it based on scroll with an offset. Animate only specific frames. Based on your mouse position. So you can sync the animation to your mouse position. So perhaps if I just run this pen here, you might be able to see it working. Yeah, so we can see that based on my mouse position, the animation plays. And these are the actual code snippets you would need to do that. So what I've done, I recommend going more in detail on this. Take your time having a look through. But what I've done is I've gone and created my own little bit of code. So a really simple website using the Lottie file animation we created in After Effects, the liquid toggle, and just using some generic bootstrap stuff. I've just mocked up a quick homepage. So this homepage, most of this is related to Bootstrap and not related to Lottie files, but it's just so I could render something really quick. But this is the bit that's quite interesting. So inside these containers, we have the Lottie player. So this is where we want it to appear. So I've just dropped that Lottie player with an ID and the source in here, so it knows where to place the animation. And then down at the bottom, I've just added these scripts. So we've got the Lottie player here, and then we've got a link to that Lottie interactivity. So we can do things like mouse clicks, on hover, that kind of stuff. So that's all the code needed. In fact, there's this link to the actual interactions.js file as well. So that plus that is all we need from the Lottie files point of view. So you can see there's very little code needed to be written to do this. If you wanted that toggle to then affect other things, then obviously you've got to write more code, but this should be enough just to have our animation play. So if I head over and load that index.html file, so that is, this file is it. So this is what appears when you open it. And we can see that we've got our Lottie file here. And currently it's not playing at all. But when we click, it plays. And that slight flash you saw there was from the previous video. I had left that blank frame, which we actually fixed, and I haven't fixed it here. So that's all that flashes. So on click, it plays the animation from frame 1 to frame 35 and then stops. It then waits for you to click again before playing the off animation. And essentially that's it. That's how you can use Lottie files in your products. And you can make this whatever size you want. I've just made it really big so you can actually see it. But we can see how a Lottie file can be used in our code so we can have vector animations on our UI. So I really hope you've enjoyed this tutorial and it's been useful to you. There are other videos available. So either if you've come to it from my YouTube channel, check out my other videos in my YouTube channel. If you've come to this from the Notion document, there will be some videos below going into some other examples other than the liquid toggle. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.